Welcome to another episode of Josh and Pat. I'm Joshua Klein, joined by Patrick Cassett. And the Bills move on to the AFC Championship after the Ravens find another way, yet again, to rip the hearts out of an entire city and fan base. Once again, 2022, Tyler Huntley, fumble, lose the game. 2023, Zay Flowers, fumble, lose the game. 2024, fumble, and a drop pass to lose the game. I'm sick of this. At what point do we get to win it? It's every year. It's next year. It's next year right now. Patrick, what are your thoughts about this game?
It's laughable. It's laughable. Like you lost the game on that.
I can't.
Seriously, like I'm not even mad anymore. Like, please do not put in the newspaper that I'm mad, because I'm not mad. I mean, look, every year it's next year. After last year's playoff loss, I'm kind of numb to it, because it's like, what did you expect? Yeah, this is going to happen. You know how we have, there's been a lot of players that will come out and be like, Browns is the Browns. You know, the Chargers going to Charger. Raven's going to Raven. And that means they're going to lose in the playoffs.
And Patrick, I'm just going to break down some simple math. Like, last year, it was next year.
Correct.
But this is next year.
Right. It is.
It doesn't make any sense. And I'm not trying to take away anything from what the Bills did. They won. They won the game.
They deserved to win the football game.
They deserved to win the game.
They didn't turn the football over.
Josh Allen, not a shot at Josh Allen, did not play exceptional.
No,
but you know what he did?
That's what he needed to do.
He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad.
He was flawless, is what he was, right? Like he didn't make a mistake, and that's what the game that they had today. That's what they needed to do. So, kudos to the Bills, kudos to Josh Allen. But I mean, this is.
I just can't believe it.
Josh, we did this a year ago, right? And I was bummed.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, I'm not happy, that we lost. This is now about, an hour 15 after.
Yeah.
And it's starting to set in. And it's like, you know what? There's no game next week. Like, can't go get them next week, right? You got to sit here and you got to wait till September.
Right. And I did that last year.
But you know what, Josh? I want to come out. Congratulations. 2025 AFC North champions. It's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to find a way to get it done.
They do it.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
I feel bad because a lot of people are going to hate on Mark Andrews this game, and he's been a bright spot for pretty much he's going
to go in the Ring of Honor.
He's going to
go in the Ring of Honor.
Our go-to guy for years, carried this franchise through a lot of bad moments. There's times when
he was our only receiver.
He was the guy, and it sucks because yes, if Lamar doesn't throw that pick, is it a different game? Maybe. If Lamar doesn't fumble, is it a different game?
Yeah,
maybe.
Probably, yeah.
But I'll tell you with 100% certainty, if Mark Andrews catches the 2-point conversion, it is a different game.
It is. I still don't know if the defense was going to be able to stop the Bills.
We don't know.
Don't know. And guess what? We're never going to be able to find out.
No.
Right? So the thing that sucks is I'm scrolling through Twitter. You're seeing takes and stuff. I will say this. Lamar did not play great tonight.
Right.
Did go 88 yards without his top two wide receivers, though. Game on the line. And so it feels like he has taken an elevation, right? Like it feels like the playoff hump is not maybe a hump anymore. Maybe there's a small bump. Maybe there's a speed bump, but it doesn't feel like he's got to climb over a hill anymore. That being said, Josh, this is year 7. Like it's got to, or what is this, year, whatever it is, 6, 7, you got to get over it. And, he takes accountability. Lamar does all the right things. Like, I feel bad for Lamar too, right? Because
he at the end of the day, he got over the mistakes he made in the game, which quarterbacks are going to make mistakes. And he put himself in a position to try to win this game. It sucks.
That's the thing that sucks is they actually battled like hell to get back into this game and actually give them a chance. The defense stopping the Bills to even give them a chance to be down 8. It was like, okay, well, hey, at least they gave him a shot, right?
Yeah. And the worst part is, it's like, and granted, last year I said the same thing. I was like, where does this team even go from here? Like,
I don't know how you fix it.
What do you say? What do you say? Like, oh, what next year? And then granted, we went out and got Derrick Henry, and then I was like, okay, Great, we made a move.
But
now
you
it's
know what's
like,
so funny? It's so funny because like last year, you look at it. Some people are going to fault the play calling. Some people are going to fault different things. It's like you didn't manage. I mean, I felt like Todd Monken called a great game tonight.
yeah.
like they ran the ball when they needed to run the ball. They threw the ball when they needed to throw the ball. And at the end of the day, this sucks to say, but the Ravens are just losers in the playoffs right now. And like I don't know what needs to happen. Like I don't know if we need to like maybe like send in the Pope, send in some kind of ritual. Yeah. Have all the guys go down to like South America, do some ayahuasca. I don't know what it is, but there feels like there is something that like the demons need to get out of the building.
And I'm going to take my share of accountability for the Klein kicking curse. That was never rectified.
If that needs to be rectified.
We're going to rectify it. For those of you who don't know, I was supposed to kick field goals. Yes, we were supposed to kick field goals as a PSL perk. They gave it to us. Never had one before. It gets rained out. They say, well, we'll get you next year because it was the last game of the year. COVID hits. They forget about us. We don't kick. And the Ravens have yet to have postseason success since. And I think we need to kick field goals. We need to right that ship. But I honestly, it's like I have no hope. Like usually I could talk myself into like something. I got nothing. I'm so pessimistic. The way I'm like viewing our season right now is I'm viewing it like I would have been no better off being a Jets fan. Because at the end of the day, hear me out. At the end of the day, you know how many Super Bowls the Jets won this year?
Zero.
It's
true.
You know how many Super Bowls the Ravens won this year? Zip.
The thing is this was probably the most checked out I've been on a Ravens squad all year. I'm going to fault that on last year. But, you win this game, you start piling stuff. Like, It's not like I'm not bought in. Like, I'm watching, I'm living and dying, I'm nervous with the game. But it's just, I kind of came to the realization last year, there's an issue. And the elephant's in the room, and the elephant's not getting out of the room.
Is the issue John Harbaugh?
Tell me what... Again,
I don't know. Tell me anything. Tell me anything. I had to blame something, Pat. What can I blame other than Mark Andrews dropping a ball?
It's like Harbaugh coached like a flawless game. Used the timeouts exactly when he was supposed to use the timeouts.
Do I got to blame? I mean, legitimately, the only thing I could think of to blame, and I hate it. I hate that I had to do it, is Mark Andrews fumbling the ball because we were driving there. We scored. That's a different. Legitimately. The last drives that we were put together, we were scoring regardless. The offense was moving effectively in the second half. They were doing what they had to do. You don't fumble the ball there. You at least get a field goal out of that, is my thinking. Obviously, shoulda, woulda, coulda, or hypotheticals. Everyone loves to play the hypothetical game. We don't know for sure.
Lamar's got to hit likely on that first 2-point conversion. He's wide open.
Yeah.
He's wide open.
I just don't get it. I don't know. And then, and now it sucks because you got Bills versus Chiefs, AFC Championship.
Early lean. I don't know which direction.
I have to assume Chiefs have the edge. I think here's what I think.
I would assume, but the Bills match up with the Chiefs very well.
They do.
Yeah.
I think the three-peat is written in stone, and I'm kind of rooting for it at this point because. The way I see it, the Chiefs already have one. They have their thing going. Another one. What's
another one? Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. Right? I don't want to see Josh Allen get a Super Bowl, and that's me maybe loser talk, but I don't want to see Josh Allen have any success.
The crazy thing is it's like last year, I feel so emotionless with this loss because it's just the same old Ravens. I literally said that last year.
Yeah.
That's why Josh, it does not matter. I know I said this last year, but now it's even to the next level.
Right.
It really doesn't matter what they do in the regular season. It doesn't matter at all.
I know. And the only thing that you could think of is if you go, you play, well, man, if we didn't drop a couple of those games, you don't lose to the Browns and the Raiders and maybe you get home field advantage for this game. Does that change anything?
They wouldn't have because the Bills wouldn't have sat their guys against the Patriots. They had a 2-game advantage.
So you know.
Yeah,
But it's like there's a lot of hypothetical there, like, and I just don't know. And now it's like it doesn't help that the Orioles are just making the worst offseason moves.
But that's the problem is the Orioles can't win in the playoffs either.
And so now,
So I still have a little bit like of a leash.
Do I just stop watching after the? Like, do I just say like, hey, regular season's done, like hang up the banner and then just like call it a day, delete social media and just never know?
I think we just
And like maybe I'll come into the M&T Bank Stadium for like the opening game next year and
Be
go,
like, no way,
we got a banner.
That's
up?
crazy.
Let's
That's
go.
crazy.
Super Bowl,
Yes,
hey.
Super Bowl finalists.
Yeah, or something like that. You know, just like have something like a little surprise there. But like, it didn't matter regardless. We were regular season AFC North champions.
You know how funny it's going to be because I just know like that first training camp post, and it's going to be like an out route. Zay Flowers is going to like cook the defender, the poor like 87th guy on the roster for training camp.
And we're going to be like, we're back.
And they're going to be like, so good to be back. And and I literally think I'm just going to be like, can we get to a Super Bowl?
I'm
not even asking you to win the Super Bowl. Can we just get there?
And you know what? It makes for a miserable year of football ahead of me because again, it's going to be like I didn't think I'd be able to get over last year. I eventually did. It took me a while. It took me going to a lot of games and finally getting hot at the end of the season for me to like get emotionally bought back in.
It's actually taking the enjoyment out of football.
Because nothing matters.
Exactly, that's the problem.
It's like being a Ravens fan is equivalent to watching the NBA regular season.
Correct.
It's like, well, what's the point?
Oh, that was really fun. Great.
It's like
that's actually perfect. It's the NBA regular season. None of it matters.
It's like you got a Christmas match that you get excited about. Like, oh, Christmas Eve game. Yeah, we love that. Christmas game. And then it's like, then what? Like, beating the Bengals twice and beating the Steelers does not bring the satisfaction to me anymore.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah, I'm like, oh, cool, good win. But then I just go on. I'm like, oh, I live my life.
And now what happens in like the worst case scenario?
I was more excited about the Commanders.
As a Ravens fan.
Like upsetting the Lions. And I'm not a Commanders fan at all. But like that was like,
and then,
oh, wow, look at that. That's a really fun story.
Yeah.
You know, where like next year I'm going to be like, oh, they beat the Steelers.
And now like Todd Monken's going to get poached this offseason.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
I hope not.
I don't think he is. Unfortunately, I think because of his age, he's not going to get poached.
Yeah, why does he just buy a nice house, settle down in Baltimore?
Yeah. I think you're making like maybe you're making what, like $3 million.
Yeah.
What? Wait. Why do I care? It doesn't matter. Why this is we're doing it? Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm getting ball back in again. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the big question is, and this is a question for all Ravens fans, is what now? Where do we go from here?
I do want to say something. Your jersey reminded me. Can we stop living in the past with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis? Like those guys, that was 13 years ago. Their legacy's awesome, right?
Yeah.
They go down in the history books and they belong.
Right.
They belong there,
right?
Because they won the dang thing.
They did.
Right.
Went out on top.
Right. They went out on top. Can we? Let's not act like need someone to step up like Ray Lewis or Ed Reed back in the day. No, guys. That isn't happening. It just isn't happening. Let's put that to bed.
Right.
We don't have Ray Lewis anymore.
No.
We don't have Ed Reed.
No.
Hell, we don't even have Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Hey, miss Joe.
That would be awesome if he was a backup quarterback.
Backup Joe. I mean, just to have the aura and the.
Wait, now I'm bought back in. I can't do that.
I'm not.
I can't.
It.
No.
So where do we go from here as Ravens fans? What's the next step in our progression? As sports fans, do we take a break from sports altogether? Do we take a year off and protest? Do we just say we're all the way in on the Orioles and hope that somehow a team that doesn't have any pitching?
Josh, we were in 7th grade when the Orioles last won a playoff game.
Yeah. Do we find a new sport? Do we switch to find a soccer team, maybe somewhere far away? Do we go all in on racing, NASCAR, Formula One?
2 weeks for NASCAR.
It's a question that we have to ask ourselves, and I don't know the answer. I think we're all going to have to reminisce. We're all going to have to figure this out. I'm not as pessimistic as I am right now. I'm a Ravens fan for life. This is something that I'm stuck with.
Yeah.
I'm not abandoning the team. I'm just saying.
But the joy has been sucked out because of this team.
Right.
But I don't think any of this gets solved by firing John Harbaugh.
No. It's like you got a girlfriend.
None of this gets solved by moving on from Lamar Jackson. Obviously, that's a crazy take. I understand that's not happening. I don't want it to happen. But people go, well, what's the change? What's the direction?
Right.
I don't know. I think these guys, instead of doing the whole locked-in off-season thing, which is great, go take 8 weeks off. Just go get banged up somewhere, right? Just forget about everything. Just forget about everything. And then come back and just a clean slate.
Right.
I think that's what you have to do. At this point, they are so mentally haunted, it feels like.
Yeah. It's true. It's like you got a girlfriend. You love her, right? You guys have had great times. Mm-hmm. But
you haven't
like had a like maybe you haven't had time to go on a date in a while. You haven't had a chance to.
Yeah, but you've dated her for 3 years.
You dated her for 3 years, and you still love her, like.
But you're like, I don't think.
But
I'm
like
marry her.
you've had this ongoing fight that just won't let up, and like it keeps getting brought back up, and like.
And it's nothing serious, but you just can't get over the hump.
Just can't get over it, and your mom's wondering when you're gonna ask the question. You just can't justify.
The question isn't happening.
It's that you can't. You're not ready because you have these unresolved things that you just can't get over, and that's where we're at. So,
but like you two are great people. Like you're great together, everything, but you just can't get over it.
Yeah. I don't know, Pat. I'm not lost for words. I'm sad. I'm mad.
I'm not.
I'm good, but you know what? I'll say this: positive spin for me is social media consumption this week is gonna be all-time low. We're probably going to be pretty productive if I had to guess.
Yeah.
It's like I might not do anything good tomorrow with my life.
No.
But I'll tell you what, Tuesday rolls around, the sun's going to rise, and I'm probably going to do some good things.
I will say, once like your team does go out of the playoffs though, it makes you reevaluate because that's taking up some time in your life, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, what do I got going for me?
I actually did. I asked this question, and it's sad. Like the Ravens lost. I was like, okay, like,
what's next?
What do I actually focus like my free time on?
Yeah,
because like we all have our jobs, we all have our careers, we all have these things that we're pursuing. But then we have like what we do, like what we do
take my mind off something.
When 6 o'clock hits, like what do you do from 6 to 10 before you go to bed? Like for me, for a while there. Hard Knocks one week, watch the Ravens the other week.
I'm gonna need
YouTube
Netflix
videos
to just drop some absolute bangers.
I don't know. I said I think I might become a movie guy.
We can bet on that.
Watch there. Yeah, start betting on the Oscars maybe. I might. I got fire department flag football. Probably gonna go pretty hard. Developing some plays for that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, to vote right back go into the playbook. Not
right
the
in the playbook. Yeah,
into the playbook. Right.
Start working on installing the offense.
I do want to say kudos to the Bills though. Like, I mean, they didn't beat themselves. They did exactly what they needed to do. So good for you guys, man. That's
good. Good for you. Hey, and I'm not gonna be the type of Ravens fan to be like, "Congrats, Bills!" Like, sorry that you're gonna have to lose to Kansas City next week. Like, I hate that.
No.
I am sorry that's gonna happen.
It just feels inevitable. That's the problem. It's like, okay, this was like whoever won today had the opportunity to go play in the Chiefs Invitational. It's like, so
yeah.
I guess I hope both teams have fun next week.
I hope they have fun. I hope that
can it end in a tie.
Well, I don't know if it can. I think that I actually had this genius rule idea.
You said it before.
If the AFC Championship ends in a tie, then you get the next team that lost gets a chance to go in and play in the Super Bowl. So you have a chance.
Correct. So in this scenario, the Ravens and the Texans would have to play each other for the right to play if the game went into overtime.
And if they tie, then it
goes back. So it would be Steelers, Broncos. I love this.
And I think
keep everybody alive.
Because then like if you just like have like it's so unlikely, but like it's if double overtime ends in a tie.
You're like we can't end in a tie. Somebody's gonna win.
Like you're just like and then it will make sports a little bit more miserable because like then you have like somehow in the back of your mind like because sports is only freeing once you have no hope. To me, that's when sports becomes freeing. as long as you have hope, you are tied to the emotional chain.
You're like, there's a chance.
Like,
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But once you have no hope, then you're like, then you can start living life again.
I don't have a ton of hope right now.
I had none.
Yeah.
Like I am pretty free. Like,
yeah, it is. I am pretty liberated right now.
Like
it. Yeah. Like we're free.
Like I'm sad, but at the end of the day, like
I'm not tied to this. I don't do this anymore.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like I know it can't get worse.
Yeah, it really can't.
But this is rock bottom.
Yeah, this is pretty far. Yeah, this is pretty far down.
And like once you hit, everyone always says like you hit rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. But for me,
it feels like it's a pretty
like
far.
like I mean that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't even know if I want to go up. Rock bottom, it's fine down here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, air's a little cooler, sea level.
Yeah.
But like, it's consistent. I was always taught, Bible says, you got to build your house on the foundation of the rock, not the sand. And so that's a good thing in rock, I guess.
I think the whole offense returns next year.
Doesn't matter, Pat.
People, yeah, that's true. I'm trying to find anything.
Hey, we're gonna have you know what we're gonna do? I think this is
how about this? Let's say one positive thing from this game.
one positive thing.
Yeah.
Zay Flowers didn't get hurt.
It's true. He didn't get hurt. Justin Tucker looked pretty good. That was good. Happy to see that.
We already said I said my one thing, right? So I'm off
Yeah,
the
I think
hook.
we're off the hook. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And
congratulations, Zay and Justin.
And then last thing, we're just gonna have a moment of solitude,
Moment of
reflection
Yeah.
on what was the 2024 season, and then I think we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's silence. Okay, yeah. There it is. Well, guys, thank you for watching Josh and Pat. Bummer of an episode today. But I guess that's how it goes.
They lost because they dropped the ball. I can't. I feel bad for Mark. I really do feel bad for Mark. I can't.
I do. Yeah.
It's laughable. It's laughable at this
Can't
point.
believe it. I can't believe it. Now, also, just a couple of Josh and Pat updates. We haven't posted a podcast in probably close to like 6 to 7 months.
Correct.
Pat got a new job. How's it going, Pat?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. It's going
we're
good.
working. We're grinding.
Would like to make this more than like a biannual thing.
Quarterly.
Yeah, just check in. That would be actually really good.
Quarterly, make sure like they say like, hey, if you guys don't hear from us by March,
I was gonna go May.
if you guys don't hear from us,
Because that would hit the quota of 2 in the first 6 months.
If you guys don't hear
Right.
from us by May,
check in.
text the family. I think that's.
You know who's really happy tonight, I bet?
Who's that?
Jay.
Jay, the Bills fan. Shout out. That's deep cut. Jay, I hope you're doing well if you're listening. Yeah, man. I know this is the last half of this podcast is really just me been going. I know, man, and shaking my head, but that's all I got for you guys. Anyway, have a wonderful life. If you guys are a Bills fan, congratulations, I guess. If you are a Chiefs fan, good luck. If you are an Eagles fan, keep pushing. If you are a Commanders fan,
Just, hey, why not? Why not you?
probably because the Eagles. Probably
Yeah.
why not? That's what my guess would be. But football rocks, and I'm gonna go probably. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what's next. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful night. Peace. I like legitimately, Patrick. What am I supposed